He's one of the most beloved actors in Hollywood, but not because he chases fame. In a world obsessed with ego, money, and status, Keanu Reeves moves differently, gentle, gracious, and haunted by loss. But tragedy didn't break him. It refined him. This is the story of Keanu Reeves, the tragic hero who became Hollywood's most humble legend, the rising star. Keanu Charles Reeves was born on September 2, 1964, in Beirut, Lebanon, but his early life was far from ordinary. His father left when he was just 3 years old, leaving his mother, Patricia, to raise him and his siblings on her own. She worked as a costume designer, and her job meant the family had to move often. Constantly on the move, they lived in Australia, New York, and eventually settled in Toronto, Canada, where Keanu would spend most of his youth. The frequent relocations made it hard to form lasting friendships. Keanu often felt like an outsider, never fully rooted anywhere. On top of that, he battled dyslexia, a learning disorder that made reading and writing difficult. School became a source of anxiety rather than stability. He was labeled a troublemaker, not because he lacked intelligence, but because traditional education didn't know what to do with a mind like his. But amidst the chaos, he discovered a sense of belonging on stage. Theater wasn't just a hobby, it became a refuge. Acting gave him focus, a voice, and a sense of purpose. It was in those early performances that Keanu began to understand the emotional power of storytelling. He wasn't just learning to act, he was learning to empathize, to transform pain into art. By the late 1980s, Keanu began to rise in Hollywood. His roles were varied. He played everything from heartthrobs to offbeat thinkers. His breakout role came in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, where he charmed audiences as a goofy and lovable Ted. It was a hit, and suddenly, he was no longer an anonymous face. He was a rising star. But even with newfound fame, Keanu wasn't satisfied. He feared being boxed in, reduced to one-dimensional roles. He longed for depth, for truth. He sought characters with emotional weight, roles that mirrored the complexity of real life. Because behind the scenes, Keanu already understood that life wasn't always excellent. It was complicated, messy, and often painful. Fame, fortune, and loss. With point-breaking speed, Keanu Reeves solidified his status as a full-fledged action star. Tall, charismatic, and effortlessly cool, he became a bankable name in Hollywood, a rare combination of good looks and quiet intensity. The world saw a man on the rise, confident, successful, unstoppable. But success has a way of masking personal struggles. And behind the curtain, Keanu's life was unraveling. In the late 1990s, he fell deeply in love with Jennifer Syme, a bright and talented actress and assistant director. Their bond was deep, their love undeniable. Friends said they brought out the best in each other. Both creative, both kind, both slightly mysterious. In 1999, they were expecting their first child, a baby girl they named Ava. Tragically, she was stillborn at 8 months. The emotional toll was devastating. The heartbreak overwhelmed them, and their relationship quietly fell apart. Just 18 months later, Jennifer was killed in a car accident in Los Angeles. In the span of a single year, Keanu lost both his daughter and the woman he loved. The pain was unimaginable. Most would have broken. Keanu didn't seek attention. He didn't release a statement. He simply withdrew. He grieved in silence. But he didn't disappear. He returned, not with bitterness, but with quiet strength. A deeper stillness settled into his presence, and his performances took on a new depth. His eyes seemed to carry the weight of things left unsaid. The Rebirth, The Matrix. 1999, the same year Keanu Reeves experienced the most profound loss of his life, also marked the release of The Matrix. As Neo, he wasn't just acting. He embodied a transformation. The character resonated deeply with audiences. Neo's journey, from confusion to clarity, from despair to purpose, mirrored Keanu's own. The film became a global phenomenon. The Matrix earned over $460 million, and Neo became a pop culture icon. But it wasn't just a performance that turned heads. People started noticing something different about Keanu himself. Despite the film's massive success, Keanu quietly gave away tens of millions from his own salary to the visual effects and costume teams. He believed they were just as responsible for the film's success as he was. His reasoning was simple. Money is the last thing I think about. And he meant it. He lived it. Keanu rode the subway. He gave up his seat. He carried his own gear to set. He spoke to janitors, lighting technicians, and interns with the same respect he gave to directors and producers. In a world where fame often inflates egos, Keanu's humility stood out. He wasn't interested in playing the Hollywood game. Fame hadn't changed him. IT had simply revealed the depth of who he already was. The internet's boyfriend. In the 2010s, something unexpected happened. Keanu Reeves became the internet's favorite human. A simple photo of him sitting alone on a park bench, eating a sandwich, sparked a viral sad Keanu meme. The internet laughed, but Keanu didn't lash out. Instead, he smiled at the humor and moved on, because he understood people just want to connect. And sometimes, even a meme can be a window into the soul. That photo sparked something deeper. Suddenly, people began sharing stories. Real stories, moments where Keanu's kindness touched their lives. Like the time he secretly donated millions to children's hospitals, asking for no publicity. Or when he paid for a friend's leukemia treatment, without ever mentioning it. Or when he waited in the rain for hours just to attend a crew party. Time and time again, Keanu proved that kindness wasn't just an act. IT was who he is. When asked why he gives so much without expecting anything in return, he answered simply, because I know what it's like to suffer. A legend who never asked to be one. The John Wick series catapulted Keanu Reeves back into the action spotlight. But this time, audiences saw more than just a skilled assassin. They saw a man channeling real-life grief into powerful storytelling. Keanu trained harder than ever. He learned judo jiu-jitsu and mastered countless firearms. He performed most of his own stunts, often taking hits in the process, and never once complained. On set, he was known for remembering names, bringing coffee to the crew, and thanking every team member at the end of each day. He treated everyone, from fellow actors to crew members, with kindness and respect. Off-screen, he quietly began dating artist Alexander Grant, a relationship built not on glamour, but on shared values and deep understanding. No drama, no headlines, just respect. He refused to touch women in photos without permission. He gave more than he took. And despite being a global superstar, Keanu chose humility every single time. The quiet hero. In a world where fame often breeds entitlement, Keanu Reeves is exception. Not because he's perfect, but because he's real. Because he's endured pain and responded with compassion. Because he's walked through hell and came out softer, not harder. His story isn't just one of success. It's a story of survival, compassion, and quiet resilience. Keanu Reeves isn't interested in being worshipped. He's interested in being human. Yes, he's a tragic figure, but he's also a living reminder. You don't need to be loud to be legendary. Sometimes the most powerful heroes are the quietest ones.